Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will cover lecture number 13 of Mechanism Material 2, and this is about Mohr circle, and we will solve a problem for plane strain, and we will draw the Mohr circle for plane strain by solving the problem, and it is very helpful, and this will obviously depicts that it is very easy approach for determining the plane strain as we have done with the plane stress case. So statement of the problem is and we have to solve this problem using Mohr circle only. So it is mandatory for us to solve the problem using Mohr circle. The state of plane strain at a point has component epsilon x is equal to 500 into 10 minus 6. Strain is unitless. That's why there is no unit written here. Epsilon y is equal to minus 300 into 10 to the minus 6. And gamma xy is equal to 200 into 10 to the minus 6, which tends to distort the element as shown in figure. So element will be distorted like this, and these are epsilon x is elongated, epsilon y is contracted because it is negative, and gamma is always gamma is positive. It means it is less than 90 degree. So shape is distorted in such a way that angle is less than 90, which tend to distort the element as shown in figure. And we have to determine the equivalent strain acting on an element of the material oriented clockwise 30 degree. Also determine part B principal strain, and in part C maximum in plane shear strain and orientation in each case. For principal plane we have to find the orientation theta p1 and theta p2, and for maximum shear strain we have to determine theta s1 and theta s2. Remember, this problem is very this statement of the problem is same as we have solved for plane strain, but by using analytical equations in the some of previous lectures. So problem is same, so answer should be can be matched and verify. Remember, this approach is just to draw the circle. If accuracy is concerned, obviously equations will give more accurate results as compared to this graphical method, because there may be some human errors and error in drawing the and reading the values. That's why if you have to draw it on very highly accurate software, then it might be close to the result might be answer, or results might be close to the answers of analytical equations. So for solution, first of all we will draw the x's, and x's are, if x's are given, then we have to follow these x's. Those x's are already given, so we have to follow. This is epsilon x, and it is given 510 minus 6. Epsilon y is minus 310 minus 6 contracted. Gamma xy is equal to 200 into minus 6, and we have to find the epsilon x prime, epsilon y prime, and gamma x prime y prime at this orientation theta is minus 30 degree. In part B we have to determine epsilon 1 2, the principal strain, and corresponding angle theta p1 and p2 orientation. In part C we have to determine gamma max and corresponding orientation theta s1 s2, and there when at this plane where gamma is maximum, there may be epsilon or normal strain may exist, epsilon may exist, and value of that will be equal to epsilon average. This handwritten procedure depicts that Mohr circle is a very easy approach for finding stress or strain transformation. Once the circle is drawn, then remaining thing is just to measure and multiply it by scale. Easy. It is very easy. Angles can be measured by protractor D. It is very easy. So procedure for drawing Mohr circle. First of all, draw epsilon and gamma by two axes. Choose appropriate scale by keeping known value epsilon x, epsilon y, gamma xy in mind, and by keeping these mind that these values were these 500 minus 300 200. So we have decided scale along epsilon axis is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 15 to 10 minus 6, no unit because it is strain. Scale along gamma by 2 axis 1 centimeter is equal to 15 to 10 minus 6, and again there is no unit because it is strain. Then center C and its coordinate, as we know from the previous lecture, are epsilon average comma 0, and epsilon average is sigma x plus sigma y by 2 is equal to 500 plus its value was negative, that's why negative is written here, by 2 into 10 minus 6. I have taken 10 to the minus 6 common from overall to make thing easy, so result will be 100. 200 by 2, 100 into 10 minus 6. So plot center C 100 into 10 minus 6 comma 0. So all these three steps can be shown here. This is epsilon axis, this is gamma by 2 axis. Gamma by 2 is downward positive, and we have taken 1 centimeter is equal to 50, so this was 100, that's why from origin it is at 2 centimeter. So next, plot point A and its coordinate will be epsilon x comma gamma xy by 2, and these values are given. A having coordinate 500 into 10 minus 6 and comma 100 into 10 minus 6. Note this is half of gamma xy, so because it is gamma by 2. Joins point, now we have point C and A. Join point C and A, this will be line CA. Draw circle with radius CA and center C. So by put the, this point was C, then we have drawn point A. After that we have joined this line CA. After that place the compass such that its metal end, fixed end, should be on center C, and pencil end should be at point A, and draw the circle. When circle is drawn, it is like this. Remember, this is from here to here it is 2 centimeter, from here to here it is 10 centimeter, to according to scale that we have chosen here, this scale. After that, using protractor, or roughly say D measuring angle, make an angle of 2 theta 0 minus 60. Minus 60 means clockwise with respect to line CA, and this line CA will be called as reference line. Then when you make this angle, pass a straight line at this angle 2 theta, straight line throughout. It will be passing through point Q, C and S. So pass a straight line from here to here. We have drawn minus 60, it is clockwise. So add this straight line is drawn and it is intersecting the circle at point Q and S. By measuring the value from origin, one coordinated 4.25 and this is 8. So in part A we will multiply these value with the scale. Epsilon x prime is equal to 4.25, this value, into this 50, that was scale, into 10 minus 6. Answer is 12.5 into 10 minus 6. It is close to the analytical value. Gamma x prime y prime by 2 is equal to 8 into 50 into 10 minus 6. It is 400, and because it is half, so when you multiply by 2, it result will be gamma x prime y prime is equal to 800 into 10 minus 6. So remember, this axis is gamma by 2, gamma by 2. So values are gamma. This is, instead of 200, it is 100. That's why it is 2 centimeter according to scale. And gamma y prime, that is from left side of the origin, and it is negative, and it is measured as minus 0.2 centimeter. When you multiply it by 50 into 10 minus 6, it results in minus 10 into 10 minus 6. So part is completed. We know this value, this value, this value. If we have to determine at angle, let's say firstly we have found out for theta is minus 30, and on Mohr circle it is minus 60. So if we have to determine for theta is equal to minus 40, so at Mohr circle it will be 2 theta is equal to minus 80. So what we have to do, just we have to draw another angle that will be at minus 80, and we have draw a straight line through center C, and it will intersect the point. So we can find infinite arbitrary planes, strain on arbitrary planes. So that's why this procedure is preferred. Once you have drawn the circle, rest is just playing with the angle and finding the unknowns. In part B, point B, because we know principal strain lie on epsilon axis, and epsilon axis gamma is zero. Gamma is zero at this point, at this line. That's why B point having coordinate epsilon 1 comma 0, and D point having epsilon 2 comma 0. So epsilon 1 is from this origin to here, its value is 10.3 into multiplied by scale 50. Answer is epsilon 1 is equal to 515 into 10 minus 6. Point D, epsilon 2 is equal to minus, from here to here it is minus 6.3 into 15 into 10 minus 6. Its answer is epsilon is equal to minus 30 and minus 315 into 10 minus 6. And these corresponding angle from this reference line, this is reference line, from here to here, at this, because epsilon 1 is here, this angle is 2 theta p1 is 14 on this merge circle, so half of this theta p1 will be 7, and it can be drawn on the element. Two theta p2, obviously adding 180 here, 90, so 97. So in part C, we have to determine maximum plane, and we, for that, what we will do, we will pass a vertical axis that is parallel to gamma by 2 axis, that is parallel to gamma by 2 axis, so that is vertical axis, and we have to pass that vertical axis through point C. It will intersect the circle at point E and F. The second coordinate of E will give gamma max by 2, and from here to here you can measure it, and obviously it should be equal to radius. So at point E, gamma by 2 is 8.3 into 15 into minus 6. So it, when you calculate it on calculator, gamma max is equal to 830 into minus 6, and corresponding angle that is 2 theta s1, and that is 75 degree, minus 75 degree, minus 75 is, so theta s1 is equal to minus 37.5 degree, and 2 theta s2 is minus 55 from here to here. So from here its value is plus 1.105, so you can say minus 255 or plus 105. So when you half it, answer will be theta s2 is equal to minus 127.5 or 52.5 degree, in minus this, in positive with this. And we know when gamma max is the plane where the gamma max or shear strain, maximum shear strain exists, there may be normal stress, and value of normal stress will be gamma average, epsilon average. Epsilon average is 110 minus 6. We have determined it simply sigma x plus sigma y by 2 in radius. Finding the center of the circle, we have find out gamma average, that epsilon average, that is 100 into 10 to the minus 6. So this is the answer here. So you have to, and corresponding the plane can be drawn for these, the element can be drawn for these, for this. I have skipped, and it's on you should draw it by considering previous lecture, and you can draw it on element. So assigned problem, solve the problem, and it is same assignment that I have done for the analytical equations, so that you can compare, but now you have to solve it by using Morse circle. So this is all from my side. Thank you very much.